My ex demanded me for child support for a kid that is not mine. My mother and sister are on their side. Hello, Reddit eyes plus here. Years ago, I was stuck in a toxic relationship with a controlling, abusive ex. We broke up, and I moved on with my life, eventually landing a good job that gave me stability and peace. Life was looking up until she came back. One day, out of the blue, my ex contacted me. At first, I thought maybe she wanted to reconnect or apologize for the way things ended. But no, she showed up with a 5-year-old child and claimed he was mine. Demanding child support, she acted like it was a foregone conclusion. I was skeptical. The kid's age matched the timeline since we'd cut ties, but still, I wasn't about to just hand over money without knowing for sure. I spoke to a lawyer friend of mine who advised me to settle things amicably, but only after a DNA test. I offered to cover all costs and be part of the kid's life, if it turned out he was mine. Everyone agreed, except my ex. She was livid, offended even, and kept insisting I just give her the money she deserved. She even tried to rally my family against me, telling them I was avoiding my responsibilities. But eventually, the DNA test came back, and guess what? I wasn't the father. I was relieved, but my ex? She was furious, crying about how unfair it was, like I somehow still owed her. Fast forward to last week. My brother, a friend, and I were at a family party, cracking a few dark jokes about the whole ex situation. We were off in a corner, far away from the crowd, or so we thought. My sister overheard us, barged in, and went off, yelling about how we were terrible people for mocking a poor single mother. Later that night, she ambushed me again, dragging our parents into it for an intervention. Apparently, my ex had convinced her that I was the villain in all this. According to my sister, I had a moral obligation to support this woman, even though the DNA test proved I wasn't the father. My dad, to his credit, just said we were being a bit harsh with the jokes, but that I didn't owe anyone anything. Then my mom chimed in, saying I should have helped the kid anyway, even if he wasn't mine, because I make more than enough money. And just like that, I was the villain again, according to my sister, and now my mom too. My mom didn't disown me, but made it clear she was disappointed. My sister, though, took it to the next level, texting me constantly about how awful I was for ruining lives. Fast forward to the big drama bomb. My ex and my sister showed up at my workplace with a huge sign plastered with my face, labeling me a deadbeat dad. They were literally trying to shame me into giving in. It didn't work, but it almost cost me my job. That was the last straw. I contacted my lawyer and we prepared a lawsuit against both of them. My ex freaked out when she heard, begging me to drop it, saying I'd ruin her and her son's lives. But I was done playing nice. She dragged me through hell, and now it was my turn to fight back. As for my sister, the lawsuit only made her dig her heels in deeper. She started blasting me on social media, calling me all sorts of names, but every post she made just gave us more ammunition. Eventually, reality hit her hard, and she had no choice but to back down. She deleted her posts, tried to pretend it never happened, but it was too late. At the last meeting, she broke down, crying and begging me for forgiveness. My ex, gone, paid up and disappeared, like she never existed. My sister and I are trying to mend things, but it's slow. She admitted she thought she was fighting for a noble cause, convinced by her friends that she was on the right side. They all disappeared the moment she realized she was losing. Now, the real kicker? My mom's behavior was too bizarre, siding with my ex at every turn. So my brother and I started wondering, was she hiding something? After a lot of soul-searching, we decided to do a DNA test with my dad. The results? Both my brother and I were my dad's sons. Relief, right? Wrong. When I told my mom about the test, she lost it. Full meltdown, pulling my hair, screaming that I had no right to test her. Turns out, she'd had an affair years ago, and never knew if I was my dad's son or not. She had spent all those years treating me differently because of her own guilt. My dad kicked her out that night. The whole family knows now. And honestly, I don't care about keeping her secret. She made her bed, now she can lie in it. In the end, I won the lawsuit, got a good amount of money, and cut ties with the toxic people in my life. My relationship with my sister is slowly healing, but things will never be the same. As for my mom, I'm done. She can live with the choices she made.